How we doing? You ever feel like running away? Not in like the childlike sense where, your parents upset you, so you put together a backpack and you plan to run away. That's not what I mean. Do you ever just like you ever just want to get away from everything you've known, everything you've ever known and anyone you've ever known and just go? You ever just want to do that? I'll tell you what, man. I've been thinking on that lately. Just like the idea of just packing up whatever I have, however much money I have, and just going somewhere. I think what stops me though ultimately is, well, logistics, right? That can only last you so long. You run out of money, you need to find a job. Working isn't the issue. It's just like, okay, getting away sounds awesome, but is that just am I just procrastinating? Like, am I just stalling for time in life? I'm 22, and a lot of my daydreams lately it hasn't been about, women, money, or status. It's just been about getting away. A lot of it's just been about getting away from what I know. And maybe there's like a psychological reason to that I need to explore. But I don't know. I'm curious if you've ever felt that as well. Like if you've ever wanted to just like what I envision personally is like the mountains, like somewhere in Montana or Idaho, somewhere where there's just not a whole lot of people, and I can just go and think and live off of whatever lump sum of money I save. Just get away. I don't know why I feel like this. I don't know what's drawing me to restart. Maybe I feel like I've messed up in a lot of ways. Maybe I feel like I just need to restart, There are, I think, 1 million abandoned homes in Japan and the countryside of Japan. And right now, I could buy one of those houses. Now, mind you, they're abandoned for a reason. They're, run down, or, they need work. And a lot of the younger population of that country are moving to the cities for work. However, with my American money, maybe I could go buy a $3,000 home and just fuck off, I think about that, dude. I think about going to one of these countries where US money could just last me way longer, and just buying a home, getting away from something. Maybe it's the American way of life I'm trying to get away from. I've been thinking about that a lot lately, like America, and I grew up very patriotic, and I still remain patriotic to this day. However, I've been seeing through the gaps of this illusion of the American identity, right? We pride ourselves on freedom in this country, but if you get cancer or you get really sick, you're not free at all. You can barely afford to heal or get treatment in this country. You can't afford it, actually, straight up. You can't afford anything, really. If you or someone gets cancer, your insurance could deny you the coverage that you pay into, So that's been something I've been thinking about. That's one. That's number one. Two is just like identity and culture in America. Like what is our identity as Americans? What's our culture? We're kind of an amalgamation of different, creeds, ethnic backgrounds, which in itself is pretty beautiful, actually. The melting pot. You learned about that in 8th grade US history. A melting pot. But I don't know if we even have like a core set of ideals anymore. We pride ourselves on freedom. Dude, we're not the only free country in the world, It's like when you take that away, when you take the illusion of American supremacy away, I mean, yes, we are the strongest, maybe most advanced nation to ever exist. But, are we even the most free? I mean, are we even free? Like, look around at like the current state of politics right now. Are we even free? We have hyper elite, rich, essentially oligarchs that have been running the nation for hundreds of years since its inception. And you look at, I hate to even talk about it, but you look at this Epstein stuff. It's just, the proof is just in our face. It's in our face. You have these out of touch elite billionaires doing the most foul shit. And during it all, we're being told that America is still so great. And I don't know, I've become a little disillusioned with that, I think. And this is coming from a guy who's been routinely and historically conservative my whole life. I've always kept conservative, like a conservative moral kind of compass. Like I've always leaned towards conservative talking points. But I think I've shifted quite a bit. I don't even identify with I don't identify left or right like anymore at all. And I don't think I will. And honestly, I don't know if I'll even vote in the next election. But back to getting away. You know, I feel like the veil of what I've always known is being lifted away from me. I feel like it's just being lifted away, and I'm seeing what reality really looks like, and it's just everything I was told, you know, graduate high school, go to college, get a degree. But dude, I just feel so disenfranchised right now with that process. You know, you take a look at our economy, take a look at the current state of the workforce for our age group. It's horrible. It's genuinely horrible. Like people my age, you know, they're applying day in and day out for jobs they're grossly overqualified for and that don't pay well, you know? But they were told to go to college, they were told to get this degree, and now joining the army looks what? Better than ever. Like if you join the army, you're set, you know? The government will pay for everything. You got the GI Bill, you know, you got tons of benefits. But dude, I didn't do 4 years of college to join the army, bro. Oh my God, you know? It's like, gosh, what the fuck? What is life right now, dude? Plus we got AI and shit. Like AI is pretty cool. It's actually a pretty cool tool that, you know, objectively holds a lot of value for the human race. But dude, it's gonna take so many jobs. It's gonna reshape the workforce, and the authenticity of the human condition, I think, will slowly drift away from us. Artwork, whether that's through, you know, fiction, film, media in general, I think we're gonna lose a lot of that. This is definitely the most tangential, you know, rant video I've ever made, but it's just literally how I'm feeling right now. And yeah, man, I just feel like I gotta get away. I feel like I want to get away from something, but I know that that's probably a symptom of something deeper, which I need to address. You know, the feeling that I need to get away from something is inherently a sign that there's something to run away from, and I'm not sure what that is. Maybe I know what it is, but I just feel this call to get away from anything I've ever known. Anything and everything I've ever known. I don't know. Comment if you've ever felt that way. You know, comment, say, you know, tell your story. If you've ever felt like running away or like just going away from everything you've ever known, drop a comment. Tell me where you were at in your life when you felt that way, and you know, yeah, man, cool. That's it for the video. I don't even know if I'm gonna post this, but this is me. This is me at my most authentic self, just sitting down, talking to the camera, and just talking about my thoughts. And if you could relate to it at all, that's fucking awesome. I'm glad, you know. I hope someone can relate to this. I think there's someone out there who can, but if you did, maybe like the video, maybe subscribe. I don't usually ask for subscription, but if you feel like it, go for it, man. Like, I'm trying out this YouTube thing. I think if I just stay consistent, it could be a pretty cool venue for me, creatively and, you know, vocally, just to sit down and talk and maybe kind of grow a community around it. So that's it. Appreciate you.